So it's still the same voltage division circuit, or almost that voltage division. So now I have got a diode in here. A diode is one of the basic components in the electronic circuits. I think we have the diode also. We started with this circuit here. And we got a diode here. No, we haven't got a diode, but we have an LED in here. So anyway, the diode is a circuit that the current can flow only in one direction. So flows in that direction when there is in the symbol there is like an arrow here. So the current flows in this direction. It doesn't flow into the other direction. That's the idea of the diode. But then building the diode out of the material silicon means that when there is a current flowing through the diode, there is a voltage drop over the diode, which with reasonably high currents, it is 0.7 volts. So for the silicon diode, it is 0.7 volts, the forward voltage over the diode. So there is a voltage division. I have, yes, now I haven't got 12 volts anymore. I have 3.3 volts in here. So 3.3 volts in here, some current through the resistor, and 0.7 volts in here. So anyway, the voltage, 3.3 volts, is the sum of that voltage and that voltage. So my UR and UD should be UF here. So U1 is the sum of the UF and UR in here. So the UR equals to U1 minus UF. And with that UR, it is the resistance times the current in this component. So the current is UR divided by the R. And now you need to calculate what is the current. So quite often working with 3.3 volts, we are using 220 ohm resistor in here. So 220 ohms, the forward voltage is 0.7 volts. What's the current? So please calculate. So after the calculations, you got the 12 milliampere here and 20 milliampere in here. So the 12 milliampere, you can also make a quick estimate when you look at the circuit. You have 3.3 volts here, and there is always a voltage drop of 0.7 volts. So 3.3 minus 0.7 equals to 2.6 volts. So you got 2.6 volts over this resistor. And 2.6 divided by 220. And then you get roughly 10 milliampere, the exact value, about 12 milliampere. So roughly, rough estimate, this is about 10 milliampere. The more exactly seems to be 11.81 milliampere. If you work with 5 volts in here, you take 5 volts minus 0.7 volts, you got 4.3 volts, and that one divided by 220, and then you will get roughly 4 divided by 220, you get roughly 20 milliampere. Right.